guys, welcome to my channel. My name is Joanna. Today is the first official day of summer. It's June 21st, so happy summer officially. And what better way to celebrate the first day of summer than to make a video about watermelon slushies. If you saw my last video, which was a grocery haul, I mentioned the watermelon slushies in that video. Okay, so if you want to see how to make these delicious watermelon slushies, then let's just go ahead and get started. So I originally saw this recipe posted on Facebook, and Country Living Magazine had posted a video about how to make these, and I fell in love as soon as I saw it. I was like, yes, that is like exactly what I would want in a nice summer drink. And so it was called Boozy Watermelon Slushie, I believe, and it was from delish.com. So I will try to link the original recipe and everything below. So you can click on that link and check that out. But I'm going to show you right here how to do it, and I'll show you a few little tweaks here and there if you don't have some of these things on hand. But there's really not a whole lot of ingredients involved, so it makes it really good, really easy. So you're going to want to have a big old watermelon. Of course, I do seedless watermelon. I think on the recipe, on the video, they do the little small watermelons and they cut it in half and they scoop out the flesh. And then you can use the watermelon rind to pour your slushie back in and put your straw and your little umbrella and be all fancy and drink it from your watermelon rind. I get a bigger watermelon because I am serious about my watermelon slushies. I don't want to fool around with a little tiny watermelon. And it's perfect, you know, if you're going to have leftovers, or you're going to have friends over, or it's going to be like a little barbecue outside or something, then, you know, you want to have a bigger watermelon so you can accommodate more people, because I think a lot of people are really going to like this. So anyway, I cut my watermelon, and I will put it, you can put it in like a baking tray lined with parchment or wax paper, but for right now it's just myself. If I have friends over or we're entertaining, then I'll make a big tray of the scooped out watermelon that you're going to freeze. But right now I'm just going to use like a little cake pan, put some parchment paper over it, and so I'm going to cut my watermelon and take out chunks and put it in my pan, and you're going to freeze it for about 4 hours. And the watermelon I have left over, I'm just going to cut it up and put it in my little plastic bowl here. This is, I think, a Lock and Lock brand bowl, little container. And so then this will just be cut up my extras and put in the refrigerator. And after I use up all of my frozen watermelon, if I want to make a slushie later on, then I can just, you know, add some of my cut up watermelon from the refrigerator and put it on my pan and put it in the freezer for another 4 hours and do it that way. So I'm not like, you know, having all this frozen watermelon just sitting in there not going to use, because it's just going to be myself for right now drinking this. Anyway, so the recipe calls for 1 watermelon, 1 lime, 1/3 of a cup of coconut milk, 2 ounces of rum, and 1 tablespoon of agave. So really not a whole lot of ingredients. So that's good. You know, a lot of this stuff you might already have on hand, and sometimes I don't really like recipes that just have like this huge list full of ingredients. You don't want to run out and like spend all this money just to make a drink. So anyway, let's go ahead and get started. My big old trusty knife here. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and get started. Just take your big knife, start cutting your watermelon. Sometimes I pick out good watermelons, sometimes not so much. I'm hoping this one tastes decent, but it's okay. It's a little light. Normally I like them like a really deep red. And you can use like a little scoop and scoop the flesh and dump it onto your tray. But a lot of times I'm gonna just chunk it probably. Make chunks. little tray. You're just gonna wanna plop the pieces in there. So that's good enough for right now for what I'm gonna wanna do. So you're gonna put this in your freezer for about 4 hours until it's completely frozen, and then I'll show you what to do with it after that. Okay, so I got my watermelon out of the freezer. It's good and frozen. So now we're gonna go ahead and put everything into our blender and get it blended up and taste this delicious drink. Can't wait. Okay, so you're gonna wanna start off putting your chunks of frozen watermelon into your blender. On the recipe, they used a full small watermelon, so you know, I had the bigger watermelon and I used less than half of it. So I'm just going to kind of tell you the measurements from the actual recipe and then tell you how I'm going to kind of do mine. So I got my watermelon in here. The recipe calls for 1 lime, but okay, so I have my lime that I cut in half. I'm going to actually just use probably half of this. Like squeeze it first and then cut it, and then just squirt the lime juice in there. And I forgot to mention the recipe also says that when you're cutting your chunks or scooping out the flesh of the watermelon to reserve some of the watermelon juice. I forgot to do that, and half the time I make these I forget. So it doesn't really matter, but I mean it's just like a little extra bonus, I guess, if you want to add some more watermelon juice back to it. So I got my lime. The recipe calls for 1/3 cup of coconut milk. So I have my unsweetened coconut milk here. And if you don't have it or don't want to use it, that's totally fine. I have used almond milk before. I've used the almond coconut milk, how they're mixed together. I've used that before and it turned out fine. The recipe calls for just rum, like I guess whatever kind of light rum you want to use, but I always tend to use a coconut rum. So if you don't want to use a coconut milk, you're still going to get the coconut flavor from your rum if you use a coconut rum. So the milk just gives a little bit of creaminess, I guess, and I've also used just regular cow's milk. So I've kind of used different ones. Today I'm going to just use the coconut milk. Again, you can use almond milk or the combo almond coconut milk or just regular cow's milk if that's all you have on hand. It calls for 1/3 cup. I'm just going to go ahead and do a little bit less than 1/3 cup, maybe about 1/4 cup. Since I'm using less watermelon than what the recipe originally calls for. 2 ounces of rum. So I really like to use the Malibu coconut rum. That's what I really like to use. But we ran out of it, and then we went to the liquor store and they didn't actually have any the one we went to. So my husband found this. It's, what is it, Cruisin' coconut rum, 21% alcohol per volume. So this one's actually really good too. I like it a lot. We used it the last time we made these. It smells really good. Calls for 2 ounces of rum. So you don't have to put this, of course, if you just want just a nice refreshing slushy drink that's a virgin drink, or if you're making it for children, of course do not put the rum. It's totally up to you. And it calls for 2 ounces. You can do more if you want to.
Yeah, that's good.
Do a little bit less. Or if you want a stronger rum, there's also Bacardi, which is 40%.
Mom, that's probably a lot of big a lot down.
I know. Can you see in there?
I can't see your face.
I know. It's just this, right? You can see this stuff.
Yeah, I can see this.
So another option of rum, if you don't care about using the coconut rum, if you're going to use the coconut milk to get the coconut flavor in the drink, then you can just use regular like Bacardi. It's a higher percentage of alcohol. It's 40% instead of the 21% of the other coconut rum. And it calls for 1 tablespoon of agave. Mine is very slushy. You could leave it just like that, or I'm just going to add like a little bit of coconut milk, just a little bit more liquid to it. I want it a little bit more liquidy, not so much of a slush, so it's almost like you could eat it with a spoon. I want to like kind of just drink it almost like we could just drink it straight through a straw. Finished blending it up. It is a great consistency. There's a little bit of liquid around the edge. It's starting to melt, but you can see how slushy it is in the center there. Let's go ahead and give it a taste. Oh my god, that is so good. So good. If you like watermelon and coconut, lime, agave, I mean, just all these together just make the perfect drink. It's just, you really can't go wrong with this on a hot summer day. It's absolutely delicious. It's amazing. I hope that you try this. Please let me know if you do. I hope that you like this video. Please give me a thumbs up and please subscribe. I would love to have you. I'm just starting out, as you can see. So
that's me.
I am learning. I got a lot to learn. Got a long ways to go with this. So please bear with me and please stick around with me. I hope you guys have a great rest of your summer, and I will talk to you soon. Thanks. Bye.
I can't wait for the fashion show. It's a good the fashion